I'm a first year HSPS student, and I guess the reason why I want to run for Equal Ops is three main reasons. So first, I want to create more support structures based on the JCR, because even if the university and KUSU run kind of support things like the advice line, I think the JCR within college can do a lot more to support international BME students, students with disabilities, women, and also other minority groups, that international students as well, that might not be necessarily represented all the time. I think the establishment of safe spaces, so as a member of FLY BME Women, I think it's really nice to have, it's really empowering to have spaces where different groups get together and they can talk about their issues and air grievances, but also that possibly online anonymous forums could also be used so that senior students or other students may help students who are struggling at first, especially freshers. So I know it really helped to talk to people like international students, LGBT students, and other women in the colleges to talk about different issues. So the second policy that I would have is to establish a zero tolerance to sexual harassment policy in college, because working with Wilberforce, I found out that actually there's no centralized university policy to combat sexual harassment, and I find that unacceptable. And on a college level, we don't have a visible or inclusive sexual harassment policy. All we have is a college policy about bullying and harassment, and one of the procedures is basically internal mediation. So you bring the harasser and the victim together in a room and you make them talk about their issues. That's obviously unacceptable. So that's something that we need to change in college, because other colleges like Clare and Downing have a specific sexual harassment policy. So clearly we need to do that, and I would work with welfare and the women's officer to implement that. And along those lines, my third point would be to introduce and initiate consent workshops for all freshers, because I think although we had a presentation about sexually transmitted diseases, it was severely lacking in discussions about consent, and clearly consent is an issue that we have to tackle in terms of the multifaceted definitions of consent, and also just in terms of protecting the diversity in the college. So basically, and also I would be open towards talking about religious diversity and other issues that affect different minority communities in St. John's, but basically, even though I'm a fresher, I think I've participated in different communities, and I think while St. John's does a good job, it could do a lot better. Thank you.